Hello. Today we're going to go over how to set up the LTV1200 ventilator in volume control assist control ventilation. First, you want to make sure that the circuit is plugged in appropriately. These are color coded. You want to make sure that the oxygen source is connected to the 50 psi or a tank if you're going to be traveling, and that it's plugged into the wall so that it charges the battery. Okay, so now that it's all plugged in, we're going to turn it on. So in this bottom row here, you can see this is where you're going to turn it on, and you're going to pick what mode you want it to be in. So we're going to do volume control assist control. So press it on. Okay, now you hear that beep. That beep says that you have to address something before it will let you change anything. See, if I click on anything, nothing happens. Nothing happens until you say, what kind of patient do you want? So we have it set on same patient, and it's an adult. But if you want a new patient, you're going to roll this little knob around, and you can see new patient, same patient, new patient. So new patient, select, and it's going to say, do you want an infant, pediatric, or adult? So we're going to do adult. Okay, so when you click on that again, now put your silence. Okay, so now we're set. We can make our changes according to patient need. For breath rate, you want anything from 12 to 20. I tend to go a little higher. I clicked on that, and you can see everything else grayed out, and except for my rate. So at this point, you can adjust that. Okay, so I'm going to pick 18 and click on it, and that locks it in. And then the rest of your settings are now available for modification. Tidal volume, that's based on ideal body weight. I do have a chart on the back of all the vents for male and female according to their height. So you would just find how tall is the patient and go across. And the size of breath you're going to give them is going to depend on the doctor's orders. Usually we run 8 ml per kilogram. So I'm going to change that to a standard setting that fits most people, 450. Inspiratory time, I usually leave that anywhere from 0.9 to 1. That will be fine for a standard IE ratio. The 100%, if you're intubating somebody for the first time, I always start off at 100%, and then you monitor what their SpO2 is. If it stays at 100, then you can start weaning that back. Sensitivity, leave that on 3. You don't want to lock the patient out so they can't take a breath, and you also don't want to make it too sensitive to where it's constantly triggering. And then peak, I usually start at least 5. Okay. And in the ER setting, you're going to be right there next to the patient. So you don't want to have the alarms too tight. So I usually just back them off. Widen them, that way you're not getting alarm fatigue when you're just right next to the patient. Because any cough or, deeper breath, they're going to set it off. Okay, so now we have some basic settings, and we are ready to place this on a patient.